Wait, did we start?
Yep.
Okay.
It's okay. I don't edit anything. I don't do anything yet. I just throw it on there.
Okay.
So
Love it.
I need to get like an intro and all that stuff, but I don't have any of that yet. So I just.
But do you actually need to?
Yeah, probably not.
All right.
Probably
Just
not.
see what happens.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, today I've got Melizza Trevizo with me. Trevizo, not Trevizo. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Trevizo.
Letter in there. You're good.
We met at Isria.
Yep. We met at Isria.
It was the one that Pace was doing a talk
over a year ago.
Yep. And then what was it, the next day or a couple days later, you joined?
I did. So that was on a Saturday, sat next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Told me how to say your name. We had fun at that. I remember with your Saber. I was like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I feel like, and then I signed up, I think, so that was Saturday. I signed up on Tuesday. And then Wednesday I went to the meetup that they had.
Yeah.
I think you were at the meetup also.
Yeah, I was at the meetup
in
too.
Chandler. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, that was the one at the restaurant, the bird.
Yeah, the bird one in Chandler.
Bird, yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There was that meetup, which was huge.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've just kind of stayed connected ever since. You kind of started coming to Bash Brothers.
Yep.
And
started going to Bash Bros.
Yeah.
Specifically for the power hour dialing.
Okay.
Is why I first went.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I feel like I met when at that.
Let me pull it closer.
At that meetup on that Wednesday after I signed up.
Yeah.
They told me about somebody, don't know who, told me about the Bash Bros meetup.
Yeah.
And the power hour. And I think that Friday or the next Friday I went.
Yeah. Okay.
And you were there?
Yep. Yeah. I'm always there. I'm always there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's my recharge.
Yeah.
It's my,
a good place to
Friday
connect.
night recharge for sure.
I definitely am looking forward to being able to go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were doing well, I guess why don't you just first off, why don't you tell us where you're from, where you got started?
Sure.
Or
where I'm from.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Arizona, in the Mesa area. Yep. So I'm born and raised here.
Okay.
I left for a little while, came back.
And where'd you go to? You went to Alaska?
So most recently, yes, I lived in Alaska for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And then before that, I lived in Maui for a year.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but Alaska is where was home before I came back home. So.
And why Alaska?
I fell in love. Well, I always wanted to see the Northern Lights.
Okay, yeah.
So I went winter 1 year because that's when you see them.
Yeah.
And then I stayed a summer and loved it.
Yeah.
And so stayed.
You loved the super freezing cold.
Well, the summer was amazing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's different. I always hated the colds.
Yeah.
But it's different up there in the sense that you have the proper clothing. You have the gear.
Right.
Yeah. So here, if it gets cold, I'm in like jeans and a hoodie. Right. And that's like my cold weather gear here.
Right.
But up there, it's like, okay, you have multiple layers on under your jeans. You have boots, you have thick socks, you have layers on your tops, you have different jackets. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just different gear.
Yeah. Yeah, right on.
So
I lived in Idaho for a little while. Mm-hmm. I lived like 30 minutes from the border.
Yeah, so you know about the cold.
Yeah, but I went up there and I was, you hear all the horror stories about Wyoming and Montana and the Dakotas. And so I was not looking forward to going up there at all. And I got a bunch of warm clothes, you know what I mean? The Under Armour, underwear,
base
number 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I got to Idaho, it wasn't that bad.
No?
I mean, it was cold for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like what you picture in your brain and you see pictures of and videos of in Wyoming and Montana and stuff like that. So I asked people there, I was like, it's cold here, but like, it's not what I was expecting because
Mm-hmm.
I hear all these stories about Wyoming, Montana, etc. They were like, yeah, the weather comes down from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It hits the Rockies and shoots east.
Oh.
So everything on the west side of the Rockies is just like normal cold.
Okay.
It's not like brutal winter cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the biggest problem for me that I don't like about the winter and the cold is cold wind.
Yeah.
So like I lived in Valdez, Alaska, and we would get high winds.
Oh, really?
And it sucked. So anywhere, and I also spent time in Maine in the winter,
Yeah.
And like when it's windy and cold, like I'm out. It doesn't matter what kind of gear, like just leave me inside. I don't want to be outside. It's just the wind cuts right through you and I don't like
it. Because like windbreakers and all the layers, the wind still gets in there, right?
Yeah, and then you feel it on your face. It's just the whole thing. It's just not for me. Like I enjoy the winter and I do miss the cooler weather.
Yeah.
Being able to be like cozy.
Right, for sure.
Right, and
for sure.
like hoodies and sweats and stuff, and like actually be cozy.
Yeah.
I've been back for 2 years now, so
I
definitely miss that.
Okay.
But I am going back. I'm actually leaving on Saturday.
Okay.
So in like 6 days, and I'll spend a week in Alaska
that's
with
cool.
friends. So it'll be good.
That'll be fun. Do Christmas with friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Christmas with friends. Gonna go. So I have a friend who runs a outfitter, a duck hunting outfitter up there.
Oh, really?
Yep. So if the weather's good, we'll go duck hunting and maybe some blacktail hunting.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Very cool. Yeah.
See friends.
What'd you do when you were up there?
So I was multiple things.
Okay.
So most recently, though, I helped manage a fishing charter company for a friend of mine.
Oh, nice.
So he had house sport fishing for halibut, salmon, that whole thing. They had rental boats.
Okay.
So I just managed. We had a full bait and tackle shop. So I did that for 5 years. Something
really?
Like that. Mm-hmm.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was seasonal. Like I would definitely played the snowbird, but I was like a broken snowbird for most of the time.
Yeah.
When I lived in Valdez, I would go. I'd spend most of my year in Alaska, and then I'd come to the lower 48 for winter.
Oh, you would?
Yeah. I spent 4-5 winters in Maine.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's a little further south, a little more sunlight. Still cold, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And why Maine?
I had an ex who had a place there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we would go there, and it was.
So that was kind of how you guys did it.
Yeah.
You did the summer and then winter.
Yeah, we did like spring, summer into fall in Alaska in Valdez.
Yeah.
And then like winter out. So
cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what brought you back to Arizona then?
A breakup.
Well, of course, after the breakup, why Arizona instead of staying there or going somewhere else?
So it was a small town, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And it rained. It's Valdez, so I lived in Valdez. It's the end of like the rainforest that starts in Northern California and goes up the West Coast through Oregon, Washington, Canada. So it goes all the way around, right?
Okay.
So there's a lot of precipitation, and it's rainy.
Yeah.
And depressing sometimes. Like it's funny because I come here and it's only been 2 summers now that I've been back, but I'm like, yes, the rain.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, I miss the rain so much. But there, like too much of anything, too much of a good thing is
right, for sure.
When you're in it. So
for sure.
I remember my last summer there was 4th of July, like 2023.
Yeah.
And I want to say the high was 50 degrees and raining. Yeah, it didn't really feel like 4th of July.
Right, for sure.
So,
for sure.
I mean, it definitely got hard for me. Yeah. So.
And you have family here?
I do.
So it's easier.
Pretty much my whole family's here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's easier to come here and kind of get started again.
It was easier. And it's been a blessing. My grandmother's going to be 89
in
just a couple weeks.
Congratulations to Grandma.
So being able to spend time with her, like I live 20 minutes away from her. I see her at least once a week, go and help her at home with different errands and things she needs at home, and just being able to we prepped tamales, making cookies and stuff for the season. Like being able to help her with those things the past couple of years has been truly a blessing that I didn't even know I needed in my life. So
yeah, for sure.
That's been really good. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, you always miss grandmas when they're gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I who knows? I hope I have some more years left. But you never know. With anything, you never know.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, nowadays, people are living way past when they're supposed to nowadays.
Yeah.
And what I find interesting too is you get like the older generation just sticks around, man.
The ones who smoked and drank and kind of lived a hard life. Yeah.
Exactly.
But their food was different too.
For sure. 100%.
It was just different. It was just different.
Yeah.
Just like it's going to be different for kids way younger than us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think they're all going to die soon.
Oh my God.
Might die younger.
I hope not.
I don't think that. I think if they make it to their late 80s or 90s, it's going to be because, AI came in and figured out how to put a mechanical heart in you or something. You know I
mean, good for them though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing.
For sure. At that point, they're going to be living to be 150
I was
years
I
or
hope
something.
The lifespan definitely expands.
Yeah. But I think if you didn't have any medical advances or AI didn't come up with anything that was could make us like half robot or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think if it just went off food and what we put in our bodies, I don't think they're making it to 90.
No, not only food and what they put in their bodies, but just like what our daily work life is. How many people their jobs is sedentary at like a desk. So, and that was different also back then.
Yeah. Eating better, steak and potatoes and, fresh vegetables, and then going out and physically working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not something we have a lot of these days.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Now it's all like chemicals and sitting around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But and it takes an effort. Like you have to make a conscious effort to do differently, because it's so easy. It's so easy to do that. So
yeah, and I think I'm lucky because I grew up with a mother who cooked a lot and went out and bought stuff at a store and cooked a meal. You know what I mean? So like I didn't grow up on like fast food and stuff like that. We had fast food, of course, but like not regularly. Right. And although when I got out of the house and it was my money,
it's a little different.
Taco Bell. Like I lived on Taco Bell for years. You know what I mean? But now that I'm and when I was younger, it didn't matter. I could eat whatever, and it didn't have any effect on how I felt or my weight or anything like that. Now that I'm old, I got a little baby belly. Yeah. Now that I'm old, 50, got a little baby belly. Like when I was single and I used to be on like the dating apps and they have like the body type. I could never find the one that said pregnant crack whore.
You're like, but that's what I am.
Yeah.
I mean, they call it a dad bod now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a dad bod, you're like a little bit thicker everywhere.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? You're not like a skinny dude with like, a semi-pregnant belly. But
you don't have to worry about that anymore. You got Deborah, we're good.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about finding the right body type.
Exactly. But but now like it fluctuates so quickly because I'm normally a pretty skinny guy, so like it's not real hard for me to lose the weight. I mean, I don't always. It's harder, obviously. I didn't ever have weight to lose before, but now that I've got it, if I put a little bit of effort into it and I eat better, and do some more active stuff, like I had a remodel I just did on a mobile home, and in the first 2 weeks of the remodel I did a lot of the work myself.
Yeah.
And the first 2 weeks of the remodel I lost 15 pounds.
In 2 weeks.
Right, just because I was like
FYI,
doing something.
Women everywhere hate you right now. Women everywhere are like, what the hell? They're like, we try so hard to do things and nothing works.
Yeah.
We gain a pound.
Right. Like, wait a minute, I've been working out, I've been eating better, how did I gain a pound? Yeah, Deborah was not happy.
Exactly. I'm sure she was.
She was, but she wasn't.
She's like, great.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, but then the thing is, like, I'm not disciplined in, now that the remodel's over, and I'm back to, being, at the office on the computer more and like, running and gunning, I don't eat as much, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, what do they call it when the intermittent fasting. So I'm kind of intermittent fasting, like on accident.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because when I get busy, I just don't think about it and I don't eat,
Gotcha.
But now I'm like making a concerted effort to try to do like carnivore.
Okay.
A carnivore diet.
Yes.
And kind of pay attention to
what you're putting in your body.
Right. Try to not eat the sugars but that's really hard to do.
I won't bring up what was in your hand when I walked in today.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a balance, right? It's like an 80-20. We're never going to be 100% perfect in anything that we do. So
right.
And I feel like that equates to real estate also. Like as we're learning, we can't be 100% on all the time. Like if we've got a goal, like it's a balance. There's life involved and things
for sure.
That also.
For sure, yeah. And I think there's a lot of things that are, I say harder, but easier and harder. Like as an example with my dog, he's my fourth dog that I've owned, but all my other dogs I owned when I was in my 20s up to like my early 30s. And I had a lot more time
Back then.
Because I had no responsibilities, really. I mean, I go to work, I pay my bills,
you weren't
and I
trying
go
to
hang
build
out with
you
my
weren't
friend.
trying to build anything.
Exactly. I was just functioning. You know what I mean? Going to work. Now, like, I'm I've got my relationship, I've got, I'm trying to learn all this stuff about real estate, the real estate industry and how it works, and putting a lot of effort into that, and also trying to build a business and then network with people and learn from them and build those relationships and, take care of the house stuff. And it's like
life is full and busy.
Right. Now I'm like a real adult, you know what I mean? Who's trying to build something, as opposed to like a semi-adult who's just existing on the planet,
right?
And so now I don't have as much time even to train my dog. You know what I mean? So it's the first dog I've ever had that I'm like sending to a trainer because I don't have the time. All my other dogs, they were really good. They
because you had the time,
right? Because I had the time. So like I feel like that was easier when I was younger.
Okay,
you know what I mean? But I feel like if I tried to build a business when I was younger, it would have gone nowhere, and it would have been crazy because I didn't have discipline. I didn't have the life experience. I didn't know how to grind through when I needed to grind through. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're right where you're supposed to be.
Right, sure. For sure.
We end up right where we're supposed to be. Even if it doesn't feel like it. Yeah. You're like, what the hell is this?
Right.
Like, why? But I mean, we have to go through stuff to be able to get to where we're supposed to be. So
for sure.
I get that.
For sure. Like I was, I think that, because my story, I made the brilliant decision to rob banks and went to prison and spent some time in prison. And it was, and prior to that, like I spent so much time being like, God, like, when is it my turn? When is it my time? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and when I go through and I do all the things I'm supposed to do, it's like, doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? And so I made the brilliant decision on my own that robbing banks was a good idea.
You know what I mean? At the time.
This will be, right. This will solve my problem.
This is going to be okay. This is going to work out great.
And, it was a means to an end. I didn't plan on doing it forever. I wanted to get this amount of money.
You just wanted to do that.
Well, I think most people probably don't plan on being criminals forever, and they end up being criminals forever anyway. But it was to get a certain amount of money to legitimize it and get into real estate and then establish myself.
I didn't know that part. So there was a goal to get a certain amount of money.
Yes.
So that you could
stop doing that.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, because the idea was that like I would get some land, buy some land, put a house on it, put a barn on it or a shop, and then have some animals on it, kind of do a homestead thing, be self-sustaining. Yep. And then
so it's not like you were trying to get like millions of dollars.
No.
It was just you were trying to get a certain
amount.
Right.
I couldn't see a pathway in my life to get from paycheck to paycheck to anything better.
Gotcha.
And I was just like, I'm tired. Yeah. I've been working so hard my whole life, sometimes 2-3 jobs, and I have nothing to show for it. And at the time, I couldn't see a pathway forward to anything better. My dad's a financial planner. I tried to do that for a little while, didn't like it, hated it.
Not for you.
Right.
I mean, you like to work with your hands.
Right. So for sure.
Financial planning sounds terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me personally, I couldn't see a pathway. I was making good enough money to pay the bills. But then I was like, well, maybe I'll become an electrician because they make good money. Maybe I'm making $40, $45 an hour at some point, and I can, live off $20 an hour for 5 or 6 years and put money away and then use that to do something better. But then just to move from starting out as an electrician's apprentice, I'd be making $18, $20 an hour or something.
You don't make 45 right out of the gate. Right. That's what you're saying.
Right. Okay. So I would have to take a pay cut from the job that I had that I was already living paycheck to paycheck and actually minus about $400 a month because the Obamacare everybody had to get insurance.
Gotcha. The insurance. Yep.
So my girlfriend and I both had to get insurance, which cost us about $200 a month. So we went from paycheck to paycheck to less than paycheck to paycheck. Yep.
You're like, I don't even know how we're going to do this.
Right. And then my pathways to something better had to go through something worse to get to the something better 4 or 5 years later.
Gotcha.
And so I'm like, I know there's a pathway out there. I know there's something, but I can't see it. And I don't know what it is. And I didn't know about real estate what I know now. I wasn't surrounded with people.
It'd be different, right?
Right, for sure. I might have been like, okay, well, I know all these people. Here's some different options I can take. Right. But I wasn't in a position at that time that I knew those. And then my buddy came along, and I knew for a long time.
Friends, man.
Yeah.
Well, who you surround yourself with, right? Isn't
Exactly.
that what it's true? Like who you surround yourself with, it's important.
For sure, 100%, it's important.
Hopefully, he's not a buddy anymore.
No, he's actually still in prison. Yeah, he got a little bit more time because he pulled out an AR-15 and disabled a couple of police cars.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would have gotten the same amount of time, but I was in a different car a mile away.
Perfect.
So yeah,
thank goodness for that.
Yeah, it changed my sentencing a little bit, but which is great. Otherwise, I'd still be in prison.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that was the case.
Me too. But yeah, he came in at a time I knew I had already known that he did the things he did, and we talked about it before. But I was like, nah, not really. I'm not really into that. Sounds cool, but like,
sounds
not trying to go to prison. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then later on, it was just that perfect storm of like need and not seeing a pathway.
Almost like a desperation.
100%. 100%. And it does still sound cool. If you're a guy.
I love that you think it sounds cool. Like, because in my head, I'm like, I don't know if that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like
I think most guys,
maybe if I was like in the 1890s or 1850s, whenever we were in like tombstone time frames, like maybe that'd be cool. Maybe it sounds cool then to be like a bank robber, but
well, I think guys think differently because I've talked to a lot of dudes who are like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of guys are like, oh, that's so cool. You know what I mean?
Because it's gonna be my new question when I meet new people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the males. I'm like, oh, what do you think of like robbing a bank? Like, is that what you like?
I don't know. Like saying that, because if you said that to me right now, I'd be like, yeah, that's not cool. You don't want to do that. So then
how?
But like, it's like when we watch The Town or we watch like a movie where they're, the Heat or the bank robbers are going in, they're robbing banks and they're getting away. We're like, damn, that's cool.
Really?
Yeah, like maybe
it's. I'm gonna pull my guy friends.
Especially when we're younger. Yeah, like when when you were younger and you watched bank robbing movies, like did it seem kind of cool to rob a bank?
Okay.
Ask them that way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because if you ask me now at 50 years old, especially after I've robbed the bank, you know what I mean?
Especially after you've robbed the bank, you're like, not cool. Not at all.
Exactly.
Not cool.
And even prior to having done it, if you'd asked me, hey, because if you say, is it cool to rob a bank? It's almost like saying, is it a good idea to rob a bank?
Okay.
If you just ask me like that.
Okay.
And I would be like, not really. You know what I mean? Probably get in trouble. You can go to prison, this and that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you ask me, like, after I got done watching those movies, be like, hey, when you watched one of those movies and you saw that, was it cool? Did it seem cool?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Then they'll be like, it seems cool. Like, I would never do it, of course. You know what I mean? It's not a good idea, but yeah, it's kind of cool,
Okay.
But yeah, so part of it is you're just like, like I'm bucking the system. You know what I mean? And banks, fuck banks. I still hate banks.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Banks, yeah.
Like, I just got a personal account with Wells Fargo because to get away from Capital One, and I called Capital One and I bitched at them because it was my responsibility to tell them that their business practices sucked.
Did it make you feel better?
No, not at all.
You're like, but I got it out.
Yeah, I got it out of my system. But like, so I went in, I transferred money, and I went in to pull the money out. Like I went in to pull $6,400. Okay. A couple months ago, I transferred $6,400 to my account.
Okay, Capital One.
Yes, to Capital One.
Okay, perfect.
So that I could get the cash out. And then, I went originally to go see if I could get a money order or a cashier's check to pay rent.
Okay.
Because we didn't want to write a check because sometimes they don't cash the check.
Oh, and then the money's sitting there.
Yeah, and then the money's sitting there, and in my brain it's there, but really it's not there. Yeah. So we were just like, whatever, we'll get a cashier's check, that's gone, you know? But they don't do cashier's checks that high because they're like an online
I was like, because
bank.
They're not a real, like,
yeah, they're an online bank, so they don't have a
brick and mortar.
A brick and mortar. They have like 6 brick and mortars in the whole country.
So how would you even get any kind of cashier's check from them?
Because you can go to, because you can go to cafes. They have Capital One cafes. Like there's one in Fashion Square Mall.
Oh, excuse me.
And it's like this place where you can go get like something to drink. And then you talk to somebody and they call customer service for you.
Okay.
And change the amount of money that you are. And it's
interesting.
It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Okay. That's why you went trying to go to Wells Fargo.
But then I was and they wouldn't give me a cashier's check big enough. So I was like, well, can I just take the money out?
Yeah.
They're like, well, I'm going to have to call and have them like up the limit on your ATM. Oh. So they called it up the limit on my ATM withdrawals. Because it's only like $2,000 a month. Because
you can only
or a day
pull out from an ATM because there's no actual bank to go withdraw from. Okay.
Right. Okay. Even the Capital One ATM and the Capital One Cafe.
Okay.
You still can't pull out whatever you want.
Interesting.
So they have to call
up the limit
and up the limit while you're sitting there, and then they talk to you and that person. And I went, and they upped the limit. I pulled out $6,400. A month and a half later, I do it again, but it was for this month. So it was only for it was for less now. So for like $3,200.
Right, because you closed on
we closed on the house, yeah. And they wouldn't let me do it. And I'm like, I like look on your records. You can see I did it for $6,400 2 months ago. They're like, oh, well, they weren't supposed to do that. They're only, I can only up it to like $2,500 was what they could raise it to. No. They could raise it enough for me to get it out, but they couldn't do it till it had been sitting there for 5 days, and it had only been sitting there for 1 day.
Oh.
But they could raise my limit to 2,000, and I could pull 2,000 out. So you're telling me I could pull 2,000 out today. I could pull 2,000 out tomorrow.
And that's still within the 5 days.
And it's less than the 5 days you're telling me I have to wait to up it
to 2,500
to pull all of it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, and they're like, well, or you could go to another bank and get a cash advance. I was like, so you're telling me that you're my bank and my money's in my bank and I'm here talking to you and the ATM's right over there. And your policy is that the transfer had to have been there for 5 days for me to go pull it out of that ATM over there, even though you're my bank. But if I pull part out today and part out tomorrow, that's cool. And that's only 2 days. Or I can drive across town or go somewhere else and I can go to Wells Fargo and I can pull my money that's in this bank and that ATM over there. They can give me that money. So they give me a cash advance on this that same day. Yeah, so I was pissed. I was mad. I was pissed. I'm like, I'm done. And got a personal account at Wells Fargo because all my other ones are Wells Fargo. But I don't like Wells Fargo either. You know what I mean? Like they charge you $5 for a money order.
Yeah.
And I'm like they used to give us toasters. You know what I mean? I think my grandpa got like a shotgun. You know what I mean? To open a bank account.
Times have changed.
Yeah, definitely changed.
We're definitely not getting shotguns or toasters for opening a bank account.
No, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm not asking for a shotgun or a toaster. I'm just asking you to let me, as your customer, not pay $5 for the money order that I can get it for 75 cents a Safeway.
True.
Like
then you have to take the cash to Safeway.
But you know what I mean? Like it's.
I get it.
So like it's all these little things, you know what I mean, and all the little nitpicky nickel and dime things they do that piss you off. So they deserve to get robbed. You should never rob a bank.
So
I'm not advocating robbing a bank, but they're asking for it.
I don't know if you could even disclose this, but the bank that you, more than one bank? One bank.
I was 27 banks in 9 different states.
I didn't realize it was that. Okay, so like, did we hit all kinds of banks?
Yeah.
Chase's, Wells Fargo.
No, none of the big ones.
None of the big ones.
We weren't going into the bank. It wasn't bank robbery. That's what I got charged with, and that's what I went to prison for.
Technically, it's not bank. No. Okay. Okay.
They charge us with bank robbery because it carries more time.
Okay.
But technically, it's bank larceny.
Oh, okay.
So bank robbery deals with another human being.
Okay.
Bank larceny, you're doing the same thing, but without dealing with the human being. Like we're taking money from a bank.
Like from the ATM?
Right.
Were we stealing ATMs?
We weren't stealing ATMs because we were breaking into ATMs. So like we'd figured out a system that was...
Oh, you don't have to go into it. You don't want the whole internet to know.
I don't care.
I mean, we're not trying to teach people how to commit this stuff. Just kidding.
No, not at all. Don't rob banks.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. If you're trying to make money, please come. Reach out.
Reach out to us. We can help you.
We got ways. I've got lists that you can call to try and make money.
Exactly. Okay? Much better than spending 8 or 10 or 15 years in prison.
Ooh, yes. Okay, so you weren't. There was no human contact.
Right. We weren't walking in the bank with a gun and putting a gun in anybody's face.
Yeah, no, that sounds terrible. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. There are older ATMs, like Wells Fargo, the big banks, they have newer more sophisticated, ATMs that are harder to get in.
Okay.
so we were seeking out these old ATMs that had a design flaw. They had a hinge on the outside of the door.
Oh, I've seen that. I remember seeing those.
And so the whole front door was like a 500-pound like metal concrete door that you couldn't really get into the door, but you put the hinge on the outside. So I just cut the hinge and ripped the door off.
They're like,
yeah, it was really stupid.
You're like, you guys are stupid. You were asking for it. I mean, you were asking for it.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's what we did. We did that in 27.
How did you get caught?
States. Completely and 100% our fault.
Okay.
Yeah, the FBI could not find us. Didn't know who we were. We would steal a truck in whatever city we were in.
Okay.
We'd steal an F-250.
Okay.
There's
always an F-250.
Right. There's an abundance of them.
250s, not 150s. 250s.
No, because they're heavier, bigger, thicker, stronger. And we would hook a chain onto the door when we'd cut the doors. The door's a 500-pound door.
So you needed the 250 power to be able to get the 500-pound door off after we've cut the hinge.
Yes.
God, I'm learning so much. Okay, keep going. I love this.
And like you can't stake out F-250s. If I was stealing Bentleys.
Yeah. No. I
you know what I mean? It would be easier to steal. It would be easier to stake out all the Bentleys in like a city, you know? But so we were stealing a very common vehicle.
Yes. Especially depending on, I'm assuming states or, because you were in Florida at the time?
I was living in Idaho.
Oh, this was Idaho.
I was living in Arizona and Idaho.
Okay, gotcha.
But we were going to 9 different states.
9 different, okay.
Yeah, so we would travel to all these different states and like different, in mostly the southern states.
That's what I thought.
Some in Colorado,
I was like,
some in Idaho.
You said something about southern states. Okay.
Yeah, Louisiana, Florida.
So there's plenty of F-250s around.
Yes, okay. Right, exactly.
It's not like we're in New York City or LA where there's maybe not as many F-250s.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, in New York City, there's probably 3. Yeah, the FBI couldn't find us because you can't track us. You can't
There were no cameras on these banks.
No, there were cameras, but we would wear masks. You know what I mean? And
ski masks?
We wore pantyhose.
Oh, shit. You went...
Because you can roll the pantyhose up and drive around. You have your hat on. You can roll the pantyhose up.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Then you just roll them down.
Because that's like exactly what they do in movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's so okay. Pantyhose, cool.
Yeah.
Noted. I feel like now though,
ski masks would be fine too, but pantyhose are just easy to roll up and you can wear them and drive around and then roll it down without it.
I mean, were you hitting more than one with each truck?
We would usually when we would do it, we'd hit 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 each time.
Okay. So they couldn't find you. They didn't know who you were.
Right.
They didn't know what you were driving.
Right.
Well, they knew what you were driving, but they didn't know. They can't stake them all out.
Right, but we're just. I mean, all they know is all they know is what we used to do the job because we would leave it somewhere. Okay. You know what I mean? Like we're not trying to ruin anybody's life. You know what I mean? So like, we didn't burn it out. You know what I mean?
Thanks for the truck.
Yeah.
What did we do? We wear gloves? No fingerprints.
Yes, always wear gloves. Okay.
Like latex gloves, black gloves, leather gloves. What kind of gloves are we wearing?
Latex and leather.
Okay. Yeah. Like both, double gloved. Okay.
Well, like depending on what we were doing. Okay. Yeah, if we were preparing, with the chain and stuff like that, there weren't we could have dropped everything. Mm-hmm. Chain, hook, everything. Wouldn't have any fingerprints.
So where did you get the chain?
Just.
So when you would buy, let's back it up. We're going to the hardware store.
Yeah.
We're gonna go buy chain.
Yeah.
Are we wearing gloves when we pick up the chain?
No, but we wipe it all off when we get it back.
It seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Okay.
But all preparation for worst case scenario, we got to go drop everything.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's not there. Okay. Yeah, there's that. We wipe off
all of the individual.
Every link. You know what I mean?
All around inside. Because who knows where your fingers? Because we'll get inside.
I can't get my finger all the way inside.
No, but if you grab the underside of a link, is it enough of a partial? See, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. We wiped
pretty well.
Wiped it pretty well. Okay. So it would be. They would if they found a partial, it would be like a partial of a partial.
Gotcha. Okay, so they're not getting you off of any of that.
Right.
So how'd they get you?
So they got us because for the last 3 jobs, we did what 5-year-olds watching TV know you're not supposed to do. We used our own phones for 3 jobs.
Ooh, what do you mean used your own phones?
Well, we were using walkie-talkies to communicate.
Okay.
But even the really good ones that you get at Bass Pro Shop or anywhere, the most expensive ones you get there, if there's, these go for 5 miles. Well, it's 5 miles if you're both on top of a
straight,
hill.
clear
You know
shot.
what I mean?
Yeah, not around corners.
Right, around corners and buildings
like
and stuff like that. So it was always kind of a pain in the ass to like talk back and forth. And there was one job where we would get to the bank and we would kind of drive in ever widening circles looking for cops. And if we didn't see any cops, we'd go back and hit the bank. Well, we saw cops, and they were both like parked back to back, like talking to each other, and hanging out. Yeah, and across the street was a convenience store. So I stayed at the convenience store, and we just used our phones. And we're like, all right, we'll use our phones for this one job. We'll never use our own phones ever again.
I mean, you were in a convenience store. You couldn't have bought a burner phone. Look at me trying to get you out of getting caught.
Oh no, we do this again. I'll see you.
This isn't happening again. If you bring this to me, I'm going to slap you, Tabor. I'm like, no, you are not doing this. Slap some sense into you. This is not happening again. Okay, so you used your personal phone.
Used our personal phones.
It was supposed to be just one job.
And if we had only used our phones for that one job, it would have been cool. If we got burner phones for the rest, because then they wouldn't have had anything to match it up to. They would have seen those numbers, but they wouldn't have meant anything.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we're like, all right, we'll never do that again. We know better. We'll never do that again. We'll go get burner phones. And like, we even had a plan to go find a homeless dude and be like, I'll give you $100 to go buy 2 burner phones at that place. So we're not even on camera buying burner phones.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I don't even know if they could track that, but it's the FBI. They probably could.
Who knows? According to the TV shows and stuff, they can.
Right. So we even had a plan to like not even be on camera buying the burner phones.
So what happened? Why did we use the cell phones again? Oh shit!
You get lazy, you get comfortable.
You're like,
then we're looking, and we're like planning out. We'll pull it tomorrow, and then be like, you know what? Fuck it, let's pull it tonight. Are you sure? Yeah, we'll pull it tonight and whatever. Like,
we didn't have the.
Well, we don't have burner phones. Well, it's just one. It's just one more. It's not a big deal.
Was a big deal.
It only took 3 jobs, and the FBI it's on us.
Damn.
Yeah, because what they do is they get to the closest tower to wherever that ATM is. They pull all the numbers off that tower, and so they did it for all the other ones too.
Yeah.
But nothing ever matched up.
So did you only get charged for 3 then?
Oh no, they charged us for all.
How could they prove the other ones?
Well, they didn't have to prove the other ones. My co-defendant confessed.
Oh, this mother.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We got arrested and my co-defendant spent 5 hours confessing.
Huh.
Yeah. He didn't technically he didn't rat me out. Because his response was to them, he's like, oh, he's just my buddy. He was here. He was hanging out in the hotel. He didn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
But
that's nice.
Yeah, that was cool. It's cool. He's
nice. Yeah. I mean, if he's going to fold, at least he just folds it on himself and not on you.
And granted, I mean, the FBI's liars. You know what I mean? The government's liars. And of course, they're allowed to lie to you. You're not allowed to lie to them, but they're allowed to lie to you. Mm-hmm. But they did arrest his wife.
Oh, shit.
And he's got 6 kids.
Oh, no.
And they told him that
they totally arrested his wife?
They did, but just
to scare him?
I think to scare him, to scare her, and then like they didn't have enough evidence on his wife to put her away for anything.
Right.
And so they
she's like, I'm at home with 6 kids.
Right. And they told him, we're going to arrest your wife and put her in jail for 25 years unless you confess. Oh. So he confessed.
He didn't ask for a lawyer?
No. He confessed without a lawyer in the FBI office after we got arrested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Note to self.
Don't do that.
If we're doing criminal activities and you get caught.
Never, ever talk to anybody without a lawyer. Ever, ever, ever.
Ask for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Ask for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Now, okay, noted.
Yeah. So, but there was enough.
So he confessed.
And there was enough evidence connecting us together. Okay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Enough physical evidence that they compiled on their own.
Right.
Connecting us together that was circumstantial evidence.
Yep.
But you pile up enough circumstantial evidence, it kind of becomes...
So did you have to go in front of a jury and all that?
No, I didn't have to go in front of a jury. I gave up my right to a jury trial.
Did you cut a deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were...
Using an attorney? Did you get an attorney? Okay, good.
Yes, so I had an attorney, and the plea deal basically, because I told you he's in prison for extra time for the AR-15. Well, technically, because I was involved in the crime, they tried to charge me with the AR-15 too, and it's called a 924C.
Oh.
There's 3 different kinds. There's a 5-year mandatory minimum consecutive, a 7-year mandatory minimum consecutive, and a 10-year mandatory minimum consecutive.
Okay.
And The 5 years if you have a firearm you're in possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. The 7 years if you brandish the firearm during the commission of a crime. The 10 years if you discharge a firearm during the commission of a crime. Obviously, he discharged a firearm.
Right, so he's a 10-year.
Right. Well, is
that in addition, though, to the bank robbery charges? So he still has the bank robbery charges. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the 10 years for...
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. It's a 10-year mandatory minimum consecutive.
Damn. And it doesn't count. It's in addition to. It doesn't count.
Right. So, it's consecutive.
Okay.
So there's concurrent and consecutive.
Oh, so concurrent is like if I have 5 years for bank robbery and I have 10 years for the gun, 5 of them, it'd only be a total of 10, not 15.
Correct.
Okay.
If it's concurrent.
But
right.
Consecutive is 5 for bank robbery, 10 for the gun,
total
15 total.
Right. Oof. Yeah. So they tried to charge me with that also. Mm-hmm. And I fought him. I was like, I didn't know he had a gun.
Yeah.
I was in another car. I was a mile away. Like, caught me off guard too. You know what I mean? And what had happened was a year and a half or something before I got arrested, there was a case that went to the Supreme Court where there were like 4 people in a car doing like a drug deal.
Oh, okay.
And somebody came up to like give the money and take the drugs, and they reached in and took the drugs and ran off, but didn't give any money.
Okay. Stole from the drug dealers.
Stole from the 4 people in the car with drug dealers. One of them...
Feel like that's not a good choice. But
right, yeah.
When you're doing drugs...
making great decisions when you're doing drugs.
Okay.
And he ran off, and they all jumped out, and one of the guys in the front seat had a gun and shot at the guy.
Oh, okay.
Well, the way it works, at least with the feds, is that whoever's there participating in the crime at all gets charged with everything that anybody does. So, like, if we rob a bank and like
we've already decided I'm not robbing a bank, right? We've already established that. It doesn't sound cool to me in any way, shape, or form.
So when you rob a bank, if somebody robs a bank, and I'm the getaway driver, and he gets out of the car and goes into the bank and shoots and kills somebody, and then comes out of the bank and we escape. I will get charged with murder. Because even though I wasn't even in the bank, I didn't have the gun or anything.
This is heavy stuff. I mean, again, your circle of friends makes a huge difference.
Like aiding and abetting a thing carries the same amount of time as doing the thing.
Okay.
So I would get charged with aiding and abetting a murder. If that circumstances, you know what I mean? And
so they tried to do that to you.
So they tried to do that to me too. They tried to give me the 924C. Well, that other case, one of the people in the case, one of the 4 people in the car fought it all the way to the Supreme Court.
Won. Sounds you must have won.
He won. His argument was, I had no idea this dude had a gun.
Right.
And so you're charging me for something that I didn't even know existed.
So because of this one guy, possibly a drug dealer.
Yes.
fighting a charge.
Yes.
It allowed you to use the same precedents.
Yes.
And not get them
the extra 10 years. Right.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and that was my argument. Yeah. That was my pull for my plea deal.
Great.
You know what I mean? Because I was saying, all right, well, if you're going to charge me with this, I'll go to court.
Right.
I'll go to court in front of a jury and make you spend all this money, because that's what they don't want to do. They have a 98% success rate, not because they go to court and win 98% of the arguments in court. It's because they get everybody to sign a plea deal.
Okay.
And they get everybody to sign a plea deal because their argument is, all right, Tabor, if you don't sign this plea deal, we'll give you this plea deal for 10 years. I'm like, 10 years? Fuck you. And they're like, okay, that's fine. Your bank robbery charge carries a maximum of 25 years. The 924C carries a maximum of 10 years.
So possibly
So
35.
we might, if you go to court, we're going to charge you with everything, and we're going to throw the book at you, and we're going to recommend the most maximum amount of time for everything. So if you go to court and you lose,
35 years gone.
You're going to get 35 years. Or you can just say you're guilty and sign this 10-year plea. And then you start, you start out going like, well, I didn't commit bank robbery. I committed bank larceny. You know what I mean? You're charging me with bank robbery. You're charging me with this gun charge. I didn't know about the gun, and I didn't commit bank robbery. You know what I mean? And after the fact, allegedly there's a possibility I might have known about the gun. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to tell them that. but if I go to court and I go to court with a jury of my peers,
right.
I'm not going to court with a bunch of people who are thinking about doing crimes.
It's true.
I'm going to court with a bunch of people who are house moms and doctors and are like, how dare somebody do something like that? And these are the good guys and these are the bad guys. And the backstory doesn't matter. The kind of person I've been my whole life doesn't matter. The fact that the good guys lie, cheat, steal, and manipulate and intimidate doesn't matter. And then the argument would be, I wouldn't be trying to convince somebody I didn't commit a crime. I'm trying to convince them I didn't commit the specific crime I'm getting charged with.
Yeah.
And I have to explain it to them in a clear enough way that they all understand that I'm not saying I didn't commit a crime. I'm saying I didn't commit this crime.
Right. Which
is the crime I'm getting charged with.
In your head seems like it should be so easy.
Right. But to a jury of my peers who don't understand anything and who are on the flip side of the argument, they're like, oh, I didn't commit bank robbery, but I'm willing to take money from a bank and shoot at cops and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Make me sound horrible.
Right.
And just like overshadow the fact that yes, all those things happened and I'm happy to go to prison for the crime I committed.
Right.
But this isn't the crime I committed.
Right.
Although that would have been muddled and I would have lost and I would have gotten 35 years.
So you took a plea deal.
Right. And the only leverage I had, because I didn't confess to anything when I got arrested, I said I wanted a lawyer. The only leverage I had was
the drug dealer.
The Supreme Court case about the 924C.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, you drop the 924C, I'll sign the 10-year plea deal. And so that's it. That ended up being what happened. And then all the other things they did crooked, like they charged us with 27 banks, but they're all concurrent. They run concurrent.
Okay.
So all the charges run concurrent. So what they do to save on paperwork, instead of doing the paperwork for 27 banks, is they only charge you with one bank.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the same time as if you're charging you with 27 or they're charging you with one.
Okay.
Well, technically, and then what they do is they have a point system. So they give you more points based off of different things. Like,
I'm assuming points are good.
No, points are not good.
Okay.
The less points, the better.
Okay. Less points, the better.
Well, you get points for the amount of money that was stolen.
Oh, okay.
And so the bank they charged us with, the specific bank that they
had the highest
left
points?
on, no, it only had 25. It actually was only $25,000 we got out of it.
Okay.
So it wasn't even that many points. I think it was like a point.
Okay.
But they were charging me. The amount they were charging me was $880,000, which was the total of all the banks.
Okay. But that doesn't make any sense.
But that's against the law.
Oh, it's against the law.
Yes. They don't have any right to do that.
Did you know this, or did your attorney tell you?
No, I knew it. Well, I didn't know it. My attorney told me.
Okay, perfect.
And my attorney called Washington, D.C., the people who write all the how everything's supposed to work, and asked them. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Lawmakers? I don't know.
Right. Well, the
law writers?
all the bureaucrats basically because the senators don't. They're technically lawmakers, but they're not writing the law.
Right.
Somebody else is doing all that. And they were like, no, that's not how it works. You can't do that. So my lawyer's like, hey, you can't give him all these extra points for $880,000 because that's not how it works.
Because this one bank you're charging him with was only 1 point.
Right.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, you're right. We shouldn't do that. That's fine. We'll put the 924C back on.
This motherfucker.
Yes. So I'm like, oh. So then you can either choose to allow me to manipulate the law the way I'm not supposed to, or you can try to fight me in court for the 924C. And that's the things they do that are crooked and manipulative. And not that I didn't do something wrong and I shouldn't have gone to prison for it, but I shouldn't have gone for as long as I did for what I did.
Gotcha.
You know?
And there was no chance for early release or anything like that?
I got sentenced to 10 years.
Okay.
And I got out in 8 off of good time.
Okay.
Early release. Partially, you're supposed to serve 85% of your time, so I should have served 85%, but then Trump passed the First Step Act, which it was a prison reform bill.
Okay.
And you got extra time off if you programmed and stuff like that. And I've been doing that most of my my job was considered a program.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So because I was the type of job I had, I was in construction, I was in the wood shop, and I was doing stuff. So that specific job counted as points.
Okay, perfect.
For towards getting out early. So I ended up getting out with 80, only having to serve 80%.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, but the FBI told me, they were like, yeah, we wouldn't have known if you guys hadn't used your phones, we wouldn't have caught you. So all of that, you spend all that time in prison going, damn it. You know it's your fault because you were too lazy and you got too comfortable. Yeah. It's too easy. You know, pull up and drive off in a minute and 45 seconds. Like
a minute and 45 seconds? Shit. Yeah. So here's the
question. Was longer, but because we were using a grinder.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's loud.
Yeah, loud, sparks everywhere. Yeah, that's why I was the lookout.
Oh, okay.
So that when cars would come, you know, I'd be like, all right, you know, chill out.
Gotcha.
And that took more time too.
The cell phones?
Yes. Oh. But then we changed to a battery operated portable bandsaw.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was way better.
Way faster.
Okay. Just cut right through everything, no sparks, super quick.
Perfect.
And I was still the lookout, but it just went
faster.
Went a lot faster.
So
I was a lookout and getaway guy.
So the total amount taken, $800 and something thousand.
$880,000.
At what point did you did you go in with a number in mind? I need $200,000 to be able to buy this piece of land and build this house.
I did. No, I didn't. I didn't have a specific number. I had a specific goal, and past getting that goal, then I wanted $250,000 separate from I got all these things and I did all these things.
Okay,
you know what I mean? I started a little bit later. I technically wasn't there for all 27 banks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he do them by himself, or was there other people involved? No, we can't say. No, we're good. We're good. He did it by himself. It sounds like.
Yes.
Did it say he perfected it by himself?
Yes.
Gotcha. Perfect.
So I wasn't there for all of that amount. Mm-hmm. So
gotcha.
I wasn't going to get 50-50 of that. And then also, I didn't know any better at the time. I will never do this again, but hindsight being 2020.
I mean, I hope there's a lot of things we'll never do again. Just throwing it out there. Yeah. But I mean, your life, your choices, your body, your choice.
Hindsight being 2020, I should have made a 50-50 deal with him. But I didn't. I made like a 20-80 deal with him.
Fucking 20-80?
Because I was just a lookout. He was the one actually doing, cutting it and pulling the thing and doing all that.
But knowing that, even as just the lookout, you're going to get charged for the same thing.
But I didn't know that. That's the part that I didn't know. That's why hindsight being 2020. Now that I know I'm going to get charged exactly the same as you do,
right.
We're going to do this 50-50.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was thinking it's no big deal. It sucks. I don't want to get caught. But if I do get caught, you're going to do more time than me because you're the guy actually doing it.
Yeah.
Is what I thought.
Apparently not.
Right. That's totally not how it works.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Any possible criminal activity, go 50-50.
Yes.
Because you're going to get charged the same anyways.
Right. At least with the feds. I don't know about the state laws, but I think it's a good rule of thumb.
Let's just all fight for 50-50.
Yes.
Let's fight for what we're worth here, okay?
Exactly.
Let's fight for what we're worth.
Exactly. So I didn't get as much as he got either in the end, and he would usually give me more than the 20%.
Okay, doesn't seem like
he wasn't a bad guy. He's a nice guy.
He didn't rat you out. He might have confessed, but he didn't rat you out.
He's a good dude.
He gave you more money than what you guys had agreed on. Still though,
he's not a bad person. No, he's not a horrible human being. His morals were a little bit more flexible than mine. Obviously, mine were flexible. You know what I mean?
At that point in your life,
because we had talked about maybe us pulling more at a time if we saw I had like 4 in a place, like steal 2 cars, he'll go pull them, I'll go pull them, and then we'll meet up at a place, make more money. But he was like, if you're gonna do that, you got to carry a gun, and you got to be, and don't carry the gun unless you're willing to pull the trigger. And
that's a whole
right
nother
thing. You know what I mean? And because his idea was, if I get cornered, I'm not going to prison.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I will. He's kind of, I don't want to kill anybody. I'm not trying to kill anybody, but I'll disable police cars, or I'll disable the car, whatever. He's like, what are you going to do if a civilian pulls up while you're doing it? You know what I mean? He's like, I'm not trying to kill any civilians. You know what I mean? He's like, but you know what I mean? I'm going to get caught. They're going to call somebody, but like, there's all these circumstances that you might need a firearm for. And worst case scenario, if the threat doesn't work or disabling the car doesn't work, he's like,
are you going to use it?
Right.
You obviously were
right.
not. That's
His
why
attitude was, I might possibly take the next step. You know what I mean? And if you're not willing to do all of those things, don't carry the gun. So I was like, okay, I don't think I'm going to carry a gun.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm not. And here's the thing, like, and I've said this before, but like, there's an old movie, 8mm.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Joaquin Phoenix tells Nicolas Cage in that movie, because they're talking about how it affects him going through all the stuff he's going through. And he tells him, he's like, if you dance with the devil doesn't change, the devil changes you. And just in the amount of time that I was doing it, the amount of time I'd known him, the conversations of what we would be willing to do later or what we could try to do later were expanding. You know what I mean? Like, this is only going to work for so long because the banks are going to catch on and change all their ATMs. And I think we hit, I don't remember what bank it was. We hit one bank where we hit 9 of them on the same bank. Oh, shit. And that bank went and changed all their ATMs nationwide. Because we started going back to look at them again, they were all new. All new, all changed. You know what I mean? So, I don't remember the name of that bank, but you're just helping you with your security.
We're just pointing out security flaws.
Yeah. But eventually that was, everybody would have upgraded to better ATMs, and we either would have had to figure out how to get into those ATMs or change the game. There's a possibility that allegedly he's actually robbed a bank, like a real bank robbery. Oh shit. You know what I mean?
He possibly did that.
Yeah, possibly, allegedly. He's has a history of doing things. Okay. Yes. And so he's done multiple things, done other things, knows how to do other things. So we would talk about that, and there would be, would we do this or how would we do it? And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I could do that depending on the amount of money. And
the devil changes you.
Right. The devil changes you. So at what point do I decide it's okay to carry a gun? At what point do I decide it's that if I decide I'm going to carry a gun, these are the rules to carrying it. So obviously I'm compromising my morals enough to maybe possibly shoot at somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, it's a blessing that I got caught. You know what I mean? I don't think I ever would have gotten that far anyway, because there was a number that there was a goal I was looking for, and then I was done.
Okay. How close were you to that goal?
Not very close.
Okay.
Yeah. I spent all my money paying off old debts, paying off tickets that I've been running from for 20 years.
Did you have to pay that back?
Well, I didn't want to have outstanding tickets.
No. I mean, like, after you got caught, the money.
Like, that's part. I have $660,000 in restitution.
You have to pay $660,000.
Yeah.
Does he have to pay anything?
He has like 1.2 million or something. He's supposed to pay back. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And those are damages to the victims.
The bank.
Yeah.
Who's insured?
The bank is insured.
Yeah.
By an insurance company. The insurance company is backed by the federal government. So there's not really any victims, because the federal government's either using my money or fake money that they printed. So there's no victim anywhere. Gotcha. It's just, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Whatever they can do to make their money. Costs me $450 a month right now.
Okay.
So I'll pay for it forever.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do they charge you interest?
No. Yeah. 0% financing.
I mean, 10 years, it cost you 10 years, 8 years. Still.
Right. Yeah, that was my
very
interest.
creative. It's a very creative way. Yes. Okay, so.
But yeah, sitting in prison for when you know it's your fault that really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that being.
Yeah, and then when you tell people why you got caught, they're like, you did what?
Yeah.
Everybody knows. Have you ever watched TV? Anybody who's ever watched TV knows you're not supposed to use your own phones. So, and I knew that, we knew that when we did it.
I mean, they had TV back then. They had cell phones back then. Yeah. Wasn't something new.
Yeah, exactly. So that's always horrible. But I mean, all that to say, like, it was 100% a blessing. I spent 8 years in prison reading. I mean, a lot of fiction books, but I usually had like a fiction book and a nonfiction book.
Yep.
And I would read them both. And I, read a lot of books about, mental health and business and, mindset, and at least the nonfiction books.
Right.
history. I like history, so history books, things like that. And then the last 2 years, I geeked out on real estate books. And so it was, and then I learned how to tattoo in prison.
Okay.
So
didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it was, so when I got out of prison, in my brain, I had a pathway.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I remember my mom, she got so mad at me, and I don't blame her.
I was like, for which part exactly?
Well, they actually were super supportive. I thought they were gonna disown me.
Okay,
My dad's a financial planner.
Right.
He didn't want, obviously he didn't want people finding out that his son robs banks. You know what I mean? And there might be somebody out there who's like, "Hey, I like you, Vince, but your kid robs banks." You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not actively doing
right.
It.
Exactly.
It happened 27 times.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay.
But so I thought they were going to be like, "Yeah, you're
right, cut off."
Yeah, you make your bed, you sleep in it.
Okay.
They were thankfully super supportive.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my dad, gave me money every month so that I could get commissary, which was nice. And then my mom was my library.
Okay.
Overloaded me with books. Any book I wanted to read, she made sure I had it. She sent me some on.
It's amazing.
On her own that she thought I could read, and
So what'd you do to disappoint her?
Oh, that's right. I was like, where was I going with this? I told her before, like recently after I got arrested, like when they first were able to come visit me, I went because I was in county jail for almost 2 years before I finally made it to prison.
Did that count to your?
It did.
Okay.
It did. But that sucks. County jail sucks.
Yeah, county sucks.
Yeah, everybody in county jail is just waiting to go to prison, and then when you get to prison, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad because you've been in county jail for so long. You know what I mean? Then after you've been in prison a little while, you're like, yeah, this sucks.
Okay.
But
where were you? Here?
I was in county jail in Wyoming.
Okay.
For about 8 months, and then in Idaho for like 10 months or so.
And where was prison?
Years. Prison was in El Paso, Texas.
El Paso.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I spent my 8. There's 3 different prisons in that location. I was in all 3 of them.
Okay.
So there was a work cadre on military base there, and then that was a low, and then I went to a camp, which is minimum security. You can literally just walk off.
Oh.
But most people don't. People do, but in general, most people don't because they're on their way home. They're trying not to mess up. You know what I mean?
Close. Yeah.
And then I got in trouble there and went to the low, which not the one that was on the base, but a different low.
Different low.
Yeah. Okay. It's in that same location.
So sorry, what did we do to make mom disappointed in you? They visited
Yeah, they visited me in the beginning when I first got there, and they're like, well, did you learn your lesson? You know what I mean?
Are you going to rob banks again?
Right. And I was like,
oh shit.
Yeah. And she's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, listen, I spent 40 years, 38 when I got arrested, but I spent 40 years like working my ass off, doing what you're supposed to do, doing what you're told to do. Work hard and you'll succeed. Work hard and it'll all be okay. Bullshit. Like, I'm not telling anybody not to work hard.
Keep working
because
hard. Keep working hard,
yes,
kids.
You absolutely have to work hard. But you can't. Working hard in and of itself is not a solution. If you work hard without knowledge, if you work hard without guidance, if you work hard without intention, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You're just working your ass off for the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was the guy who I would work hard at my construction jobs or restaurant jobs or anything like that. And so they would give me more responsibilities. Very rarely pay me more money, but they'd give me another title. You know what I mean? Oh, you're this, you're that. Oh, you're doing good. Thanks. We really appreciate it. You know what I mean? But it leads nowhere.
Right.
Even if I did climb the ladder, to the supervisor or a project manager, like that only goes so high.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not creating wealth. It's not creating a lifestyle. It's just creating a living, But, I told her, I was like, I'm not going to live the rest of my life like this. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
something has to give.
Right. I was like, so if I can't figure out a pathway I was like, and I don't expect to find one in prison, but I'll be on probation for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get out of prison, I'm giving myself 5 years to figure out, at least find a pathway. I don't have to arrive at the place.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to find a way that's going to get me out of this situation, this daily grind, paycheck to paycheck. Maybe sometimes not have enough money to pay all the bills. I'm not going to do this the rest of my life.
Right.
Like I'm not. What's the end result? I'm 75 years old with a walker trying to walk to Walmart to be a Walmart greeter, and I'm living in a crappy apartment next to some people like smoking crack and some people making crack with bed bugs.
It's sad
off the government.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like that's my future, and it's actually better in prison. I mean, if I'm old in prison, at least I got like the other guys are going to take care of the OG, you know what I mean? Make sure the old guy's taken care of and, you know, my medical's paid for, you know, it's not very good medical. It's pretty shitty medical, you know what I mean? And like, they're not going to take care of anything quickly, but at least I got a nice bed and some guys to like communicate with and be friends with till I die. Worst case scenario, as opposed to being by myself, trying to walker my ass to Walmart next to some people making or doing drugs. You know what I mean? And she was just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm just saying, I know how to do this. It's just my
reality right now.
Yeah, I know how to do this thing. I know why I got caught. I know.
You're like, I can improve. I can improve on this thing.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? And so she was not happy about that at all. I think that was probably the worst thing she could have heard coming out of my mouth. I was not expecting that, which I understand. I'd be pissed if my kid told me that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can either lie to you, or I can just tell you, like, I got to find something out. I'm not going back to this. You know what I mean? Especially now that I know there's this, and I know why I got caught, and maybe I get caught again. Worst case scenario, I'll get caught again, and I'm 75 in here instead of on government housing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same difference.
Yeah.
Or maybe better. You know what I mean? And if I don't get caught, bonus. Things are good. You know what I mean?
I'm still doing good.
Right.
Don't have to worry about me then.
So it's a terrible mindset.
But it's where you were.
It's where I was at the time, for sure.
And then obviously 8 years later, you've done a lot of reading.
Yep.
You've done a lot of self-reflection.
100%.
You come out,
I used my time in prison to become a better person.
Yeah. Which is fabulous. I mean,
I
feel like a lot of people don't do that, but I don't know.
No, most of them don't.
Yeah.
Most of them don't. Some do. A lot of them don't know how.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I come from a background of non-criminals. I come from a background of non-drug addicts and drug dealers. You know what I mean? So most of the people in prison come from a different background.
Exactly.
So just on that aspect, I had a lot of support. You know what I mean? I was going back out to groups of people who would never encourage me to go do that again.
You wouldn't be in that environment.
Right.
Unless you
purposely went and find it and seek it out. Right. And I wasn't going to get out to anybody who was in that kind of environment.
Right.
A lot of these people, they grew up with parents who are drug addicts and or drug dealers.
Yep.
So just their, you know, and then if, you know, learning about mental health, like what you went through as an infant and, you know, a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old all the way through growing up, like you weren't being raised right. You weren't getting the nurturing you were supposed to be getting. You know what I mean? People who aren't going through that don't raise their kids right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let alone ones who are in that. You know what I mean? So like you don't know any better. You already have a mental challenge from being raised that way. Plus you think this is normal because it's what everybody you know does. And then you go to prison, which most of them have probably gone to prison too. So it's like, this is just how life is.
You're just in the pattern.
So if you meet somebody or at some point you have the epiphany and you've come from that background, you have the epiphany of, you know what, man, I got my girl, I got a couple of kids, I don't get to see my kids, I'm in prison. Like I got to try to do something different. What do I do? Who do I talk to do something, to help me do something different? What am I going to talk to my counselor in prison? That's who I'm supposed to talk to like get some advice, but they don't care.
Oh.
They really don't.
Okay.
They don't give a shit. They just sign this paper, get away from me. Why are you bothering me today? Like nobody's in there because they really, really want to help the inmate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You might run into a CO maybe who really is a caring person and wants to see everybody do better, but that's super rare.
Okay.
And then the feds, their big thing, they like to say, we're all about rehabilitation. Bullshit. Not even a little bit. They don't give a shit.
All right.
So like, I had the advantage of some people who cared about me, who would never encourage me to go back to doing something like that.
Right.
And who would encourage me and support any journey I was trying to seek to do something better.
That's all the books. Besides you wanting to read, but your mom being able to provide you a shit ton of books.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. And encouraging me and you know, talking to me about my faith and encouraging me with my faith and encouraging me with, you know, becoming a better person and learning more about myself in a way that would encourage me or give me help when I got out. You know, most of these people don't have any of that.
Right.
You know, and not even to their parents, not saying anything about their parents, but their parents didn't have it from their parents.
Exactly.
So they don't know to have it to give it to anybody else, you know?
Yes.
So, most of the people in prison are either not trying to get better, they're just trying to become a better criminal.
Okay.
Or if they do want to be better, they have an epiphany somehow of having a desire to be a better person or do something different. They don't know how to do it.
Okay.
And they don't have any guidance on how to do it. And the guidance in prison is the bare minimum they can do to do what they're legally obligated to do through the laws. You know what I mean? Somebody will come in and be like, you should go to, you know, this place to try to get a job and you should not be a bad person. But it's all bullshit. Okay. You know what I mean? It's not anybody who really cares and wants to do something better for you. So, and then it's hard too, because they're like, okay, even if you get out, you're motivated and you're going to be a good citizen and you're not going to break the law. I have no skill set. Like I talked to a guy he's like, I'm 30 years old. I've never had a job.
Because he was a criminal.
Yeah. I've been selling drugs since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
I was making 10 grand. At one point I was making 10 grand a week. I'm taking care of my wife. I'm taking care of my kids. I have a house. I have a couple of cars. Like,
what do I do?
Like, this is what I know and I'm good at it. Now I know nothing outside of that and I get out of prison. It sounds so much easier when you're not in that situation. Because that was at a point in my life prior to becoming a criminal and then getting put into prison with a bunch of people that I don't really understand or relate to and then learning about their point of view and where they came from.
It doesn't sound easy at all. Like, that's all this kid knows.
Well, it doesn't sound easy once you explain it.
Right.
But if you haven't heard that story.
If you haven't heard it, yes. If you don't know the background.
Right. Like normal, average, law-abiding people are like,
he's a 30-year-old.
Why don't you just get a fucking job?
Get a job, yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, that sounds great. Where am I going to get a job?
Right.
I'm not going to go get a job as a lawyer. I'm not going to go get a job.
If I have any kind of felony, right? Felonies are really bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and then even the so now I get out. I'm 30 years old. I can only the only jobs I can qualify for are minimum wage jobs.
Yeah.
And some of those I can't qualify for, and some of those won't give me the job because I'm a felon. So now I'm working at McDonald's, and I'm making $400 a week.
When you were making 10 G's a week,
right?
Selling drugs,
right?
So
it's a cycle. And now, right? And I'm making $400 a week. And now if I'm not with my girl anymore, and I've got kids, they're taking some of that for child support. You know, which they should. But like now I'm making $200 a week.
So what'd that kid do?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's still in prison. I don't know what happened to him. But like we would have these talks, you know what I mean? Because I would be like, dude, like you've got to, and my advice would be like, dude, read books, learn, spend this time in prison learning what you don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's free time. You know what I mean? It's not taking away from you trying to earn money. It's not taking away from relationships. It's not taking away from anything.
You have nothing else to do here. Read
nothing
some
to
books.
do. Yeah, read some books. Like learn. You know what I mean? Find somebody somewhere. You know, if you want to talk to somebody, you know, find people that like me, you know what I mean? Not that I don't have all the answers. I don't have, you know, but like find somebody who's in here who doesn't have a criminal mindset.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's white collar guys that don't listen to everything they tell you because they're criminals, you know what I mean? And they did some illegal shit, but like learn about like business from them. They ran a business and then they cheated on their taxes. So don't cheat on the taxes, but maybe you can learn about business from them. You know what I mean?
Is that what you did?
From a couple people, there was one guy in there who had several businesses. He cheated on his taxes, but he had several businesses that and he explained like how he went through his businesses and stuff like that. So that was a cool education. And he started out as just like with a trailer picking up trash outside the trash company's area, and then built that into a truck, and then built that into 5 trucks, and built that into like 20 trucks, and had a whole route and everything else. And then Waste Management came in and bought him.
Okay.
And so for multiple millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And then he took that and bought liquor stores. And had huge liquor stores and some small liquor stores, a big liquor store network, and then just didn't pay his taxes, and so now he went to prison.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Sold all of his liquor stores except the one. The one he kept does about $1 million a year, and his girlfriend on the outside was running it.
Okay, yeah. So he still owned it while he was in prison.
Yeah, so he had something to go back out to.
Okay.
But it was interesting, like talking to him and kind of getting the ins and outs of liquor stores and maybe buying a liquor store and things like that. But like, that's what I was telling him. I was like, talk to somebody like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like me, I don't really know all the answers, but at least I have a better mindset.
Right.
And that's somebody who's going to encourage you to not go back to doing crime. You know what I mean? And to use your time to read and learn something you don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't have the answers for business, but I got answers for maybe mindset or thinking differently, I was like, and I'm happy to hang out. Like, let's hang out. Let's talk about things. You know what I mean? But what it's led to now is that I want to use real estate and build a huge real estate empire, kinda, or whatever. I want to, and different parts of it, and own businesses and things like that. But I want to have something that people like that, either like me or somebody like that, who's like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
But I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And give that person an opportunity. So like with flipping houses, I don't want to flip houses forever. But I'm happy to have a house flipping business. You know what I mean? Or a mobile home flipping business. It's like this year I'm trying to scale up to like 10 houses, 10 mobile homes. And I have a guy who can do about one at a time.
Okay.
And then I have another guy who helped me do remodeling on the rentals that we have. And he has like a handyman business. Awesome tile guy. And then like good at everything else.
Perfect.
But I want to bring him in. But I want to have enough of him that I can bring him in and say, hey, I'll help you with this first one, the second one. You know what I mean? We'll walk through it. You'll do most of it. I'll be here to help or be around. And then as I'm building up, I want you to also build up. I want to help him start his own construction business.
Like him become a GC.
Right.
Yeah.
And he only works for me. You know what I mean? But if I ever quit doing that, or he ever wants to like expand into something else, I want to help him do all of that. You know what I mean? But one of the things I want to do is if he's a GC and he's working for me and we got 4 mobile homes we're working on, and I meet somebody like me, or I meet somebody like that guy who's like, I don't know what to do, but I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
Be like, all right, I got you. Like I'll give you a job doing construction.
Yep.
I'll pay you good money. You know what I mean?
A decent wage.
Yeah. I'm not going to pay you the bare minimum. You know what I mean? I'll pay you $20, $21, $22 an hour. If you work your ass off, I'll pay you more money. But show up to work on time, work your ass off, and work hard, because I'm not against hard work. I'm just against hard work for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? Work your ass off, stay sober, don't commit any crimes, and I'll keep in touch with this guy. You can call me anytime. We'll talk. If you ever having a hard time, you want to go rob a bank, call me. I'll talk you out of it. You know what I mean? Let's talk. You
You want to rob a bank, call me. Like if there's something going on in life, you're able to be like that mentor. It's almost like a sponsor, but not like a sponsor for actions rather than like a drinking or a drug use, like a mindset sponsor kind of thing. Yeah.
And like 6 months down the road, I talked to my guy and he's like, yeah, dude, like he's like, I can rely on him for anything. I can give him a job. I know he's going to do it. If he doesn't know it, he asks questions. Like he's my guy. Like he's somebody I can rely on. Then I can go to him and be like, hey, do you like doing this? Is this what you want to do? I'll pay you more money. I'll keep paying you more money as you grow. And maybe you become one of his supervisors and you have your own crew as it all grows. Or do you want to do something else? You know what I do. You know how there's other aspects to my business. And if he wants to stay there, he's like, man, I'm happy with this. I'm cool. I'm doing good. I'm happy.
Right. But if he wants to grow.
Right. But if you want to grow, let me take you and put you into, maybe I have a wholesale section of my business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I put you there. You know what I mean? Or I put you, I bring you into, the management side of it as far as like the back end, like paperwork or
mm-hmm.
something like that. Maybe that's what you like to do, but whatever. I'll put you into different positions in my company, let you be there for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
See how you like it.
Yes.
You want to grow, you want to do something else, you like this, or you want to go back to this, or do you want to learn?
Really helping them.
Right. And the end goal being, if they want to go that far, helping them start their own investment company, helping them get their first property and building their own portfolio and building their own wealth, if that's where they want to eventually go to, and kind of letting them out on their own. You know what I mean?
Fly, little birdie.
Yes. So that's like the kind of the long-term Mount Everest, like Pace was saying at the squad up last year, like that would kind of be my Mount Everest. Or even more than that, I guess my Mount Everest would be, I'd love to have like a conference that I do like squad up every year, that
like a mastermind maybe.
Right, like a mastermind kind of thing, that, and I don't exactly know how I'm going to do it. I want to do it in a way where it costs money. And I'm not trying to make a ton of money off of it, but I can pay everything. It doesn't.
Right.
I can at least pay for the conference and maybe make a little bit. Pay for all my people. But I want you to, the proverbial you. I want you to have to put some effort out to go.
Makes sense.
But I don't want to charge you so much money you can't go.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you put the effort out to get there because it was $2,000 or $1,500 or I don't know what the number is. You know what I mean? Which makes you want to be there because you had to work to get there.
It makes you invested in it.
Right. And then everybody at that conference, I want to be somebody who's been a criminal or been an addict, like a hardcore addict, and like ruined their life addict, but has since built a company or been successful in life somehow. And those would be my speakers.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that everybody there understands where you're coming from. You're not talking to David Goggins, who was nothing against David Goggins.
But he just doesn't have that.
Yeah, maybe you're not going to relate to David Goggins because he was never a criminal. Right. He was a fucking Navy SEAL. Right. You know what I mean? And which is great. I'm glad he, all the things he says are great, but he doesn't really understand what I'm going through.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I want the people that are talking to you to be the people that, dude, I get it. I get where you're coming from because I was there. Right. And so
and they're out there.
Yeah, for sure. There's, and I try to keep my eyes out for them, but there's quite a few out there, and so that's kind of, I want to, and then that hopefully would lead to like a community of people who go to prison or are addicts, and there's more help I think for addicts than there are for people who come out of prison, who oftentimes are also addicts. But like,
I was gonna say
yeah. But even if they get help with their addiction, they don't get help with life.
Right.
And that's the problem, I think. And even normal people, when you really come down to it, the average person doesn't know anything about life. You go to school and you get taught.
No one knows about life.
Right. But they don't know, like, nobody has a financial education.
No financial education,
right.
no skills in communication, no skills in mindset and how that matters and affects everything. Like,
none of that's taught to you as a normal person.
No, you're taught how to pass a test.
Right. Sit down, shut up, do what you're told, and be a little worker bee.
Stay in the little box.
Be a little worker bee and contribute to.
Which is, I mean.
We need those people.
A lot of we do. Society does need those people.
And some people, that's what they like.
Yeah, and they're okay with it, and that's fine. I'm not trying to say everybody has to do.
Right, for sure.
What I mean? Because that's.
But there's a lot of people that have a desire. It's part of how they're built to build something or create something or do something with their life.
Something more.
Something more. Yeah. Yes. Not that there's anything wrong with this, because this is amazing for whoever wants to be that.
They just want more.
Right, but these people want more, but they have no earthly idea how to do it because nobody's taught them. And if we taught all of this in school, these people would have a foundation to succeed, and these people could still be the worker bees because that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like I want to create a community at some point of people who are interested in getting educated in the things that nobody teaches us.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also surrounded by other people who have been there and understand and are supportive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It does,
so that's kind of
my
Mount Everest.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
So we'll see. It's a big
it
goal.
It takes time. It's not like you don't train to climb Mount Everest in a month.
Right, for sure.
It takes months and months and years sometimes, especially if you're going to summit it, like years and years.
Yeah.
So.
This year's goal is just to
This year is in 2026 or 2025?
Yeah, 2026.
Okay, gotcha.
My goal would be to do 10 mobile homes.
Okay.
Flip 10 mobile homes. And if I get to the end of the year and I've flipped 10 mobile homes, I've built a system that's growing.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe 27, I do more, and I've got a company that I can start inserting people into, start helping people. Even by the end of 26, I might be able to like get a guy in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
and start with.
Yeah. And start down that pathway.
It's perfect.
And then use some of that money to buy more buy and holds and
because you have
build the rest of my
3 rentals now?
Yep. 3 rentals. 3 properties, 1 I live in.
Okay.
And then 3 doors out of the other 2 properties.
Oh, one of them's a
I have 2 properties.
Casita, yeah. That's right.
I got the
casita. I forgot about the casita in the back. Yes.
So we got the one house that you went to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the house we just moved out of.
Right.
And then also the casita in the back of that house. There could be 2 rentals or 1 rental. As it is right now, it'll be 2 rentals because we have a long-termer in the casita right now.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So.
And are you doing long-term, mid-term?
Long-term in the casita right now.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing mid-term, but we've kind of transitioned to short-term.
Okay.
I met a guy named Tyler who does not project management. He does property management.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has an office in the same building that Eddie does, and he goes to the meetup.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Is that how you met him?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's how I met him. He did one of the talks up there, and I just out of curiosity, I was like, not real into short term, but if I'm being honest, not real educated about short term. Yeah. I just stay away from it because it's oversaturated and this and that and blah, blah, blah. He's like, I love it when people say it's oversaturated. He's like, because it's really not. He's like, there's so many other aspects to it that you have to take into account.
Okay.
But like in Scottsdale, it's harder to make money at Scottsdale because there are a lot of them. But like with where ours are.
I was like, probably with where yours are though, I feel like it would actually be.
Right. He's like, there's not as much competition where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's designed well,
which it is, because Deborah does an amazing job on her design, by the way.
She does. Thank you.
So beautiful.
She'd love to hear that. I'll tell her. If it's designed well, professional pictures, it's presented well, it's managed well, it separates you from all the other people in that area who aren't doing it like that.
Makes sense.
And so you're not really as saturated as you think.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was running numbers for it, and the numbers looked better than my midterm rental numbers. So we've transitioned to that to see how that works.
How long have we been doing that?
The Laurel house with the pool, it's been up for 3 months or 4 months.
Okay, and how are bookings?
Really well.
Yeah,
it's doing really well. We had 2. December's not over, but we're probably not going to get any more rentals out of it. But there's 2 days of vacancy in December, and I think there were 3 days of vacancy in November.
Like that's it?
Yeah.
Out of the whole month?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We had somebody in it like back to back to back.
That's great.
So, yeah, it's amazing. Super amazing.
I'm like, that's really good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say we had 2 days rented.
Oh, no.
I was like, okay, then maybe that's a little hard. But no, 2 days only a vacancy in the whole month?
Yeah, it's done really well.
That's fantastic.
So, and everybody loves it. We got, good reviews.
Yeah, the Laura house is beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is.
So.
And it has a pool. I'm sure in summertime it'll be great.
Yeah, pool's amazing, and we're gonna. The heater doesn't work on our house. It's too old and broken.
And for the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, the pool's supposed to be heated.
Well, it has a heater, but it's super old,
right?
Broken. I had a guy come out and look at it, and that's on the list of things to get in the next month or 2 to get the heater.
A heated pool.
Yeah. So that'll be good or 2. And then the Coronado property, we're planning on trying to get a pool in there.
Okay. In ground.
We're going to do a container pool.
Fun.
Yeah. So it's Instagrammable. You know what I mean? It'll be real Instagrammable. Yeah. And we've got a gym and we've got a game room in the basement over there. So like that will probably.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. I don't think I've been to that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, send me the link. I can put pictures.
Yeah. It's not listed yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But
when you get it listed.
Yeah, when it is listed, I'll send it to you for sure.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, if we get, and that one's got the casita too, and we're gonna. This casita is separated from the, like we put a gate on the other side of the house so the people in the casita can get in without going into the main
areas,
backyard part. Yeah. But we're gonna actually reconfigure some things so if they ever decide if they decide to move out, we're gonna build another fence in a way that you can it has a real long open gate. So if it's closed, you can still come in and use the front door. Right now they can't use the front door, but they can still come in and use the front door.
Okay.
And it's separated from the front property.
Okay.
But if they aren't living there and we're also Airbnb that, we can either have it separated or we can open that big gate and just leave it open for somebody to rent the whole property.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
one thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. They needed the extra space.
Right.
That's good idea.
So, I don't know. We got plans. But in addition to that, I'd like to get into co-living. You know what I mean? Co-living's interesting because I was listening to a podcast the other day where they were talking about residential assisted living.
Okay.
Which the person who does it was saying that there's not enough housing right now
for
residential assisted living. Because the baby boomers are coming up.
Baby boomers.
To that time.
I mean, they're in 60s, 70s now? It's going to be soon that they're going to need them.
Yeah. And he's like, right now there's not enough. He's like, in the next 10 or 15 years, he's like, he was running the numbers. I don't remember the exact numbers, so don't hold these to me. But the eye-opening difference, you'll understand how big of a difference it is, but the numbers aren't exact.
Okay.
So
I will not hold you to the numbers.
Right. But he's like, there's say 2.5 million vacancies in our
beds.
Bed needs. We're about 202.5 million beds short.
Okay.
Right now.
Yes.
In the next 10 years, we'll be 15 million beds short.
Gotcha.
That's how big of a difference is in just 10 years. So that market's not going away anytime soon.
Right.
So I feel like co-living, if you get into co-living and you've cut up a house to co-live,
it's basically
it's a real easy transition to assisted living.
Yeah.
It's just getting licenses and stuff. So you can start out in co-living, and all these people have co-living houses. If co-living, and this is co-living's working, it's working. But somebody eventually, I'm sure, just like Airbnb, is going to come in and they're going to HOAs, no co-living here, blah, 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 because co-living's still a baby.
It is.
So if it ever gets to the point where people are pissed off about co-living and trying to shut it down, you just transition to assisted living. Or maybe you just transition someone to assisted living anyway, because co-living you're getting
so much.
Yeah, you're getting $1,600 a month or whatever, $800 a week, you know what I mean, or something like that. As opposed to you're getting $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 a bed.
Right.
For assisted living.
And you don't even necessarily have to do the residential assisted living. You don't have to have the licenses. You could just rent to a residential assisted living.
Rent to an operator.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So that looks really attractive. So
it's an option also.
Yeah. And of course,
just have the real estate.
Yeah. And the amazing thing about real estate is there's so many different ways to make money.
There's a lot of different ways to make money.
And there was during my golden ticket, we talked so there's some people that got up and talked about what they were doing. And what they're doing is they're buying lots and then building specifically for co-living.
Okay.
So they had a 3-story house that had I think it was 12 rooms, 4 rooms a story, and each one of them was an ensuite.
Okay.
And then they had a washer and dryer on the bottom floor and a washer and dryer on the top floor. So they had their own washer and dryers, and the middle people could either go up or down, whichever one they wanted. But it was an empty lot, and they built the house specifically for co-living.
Where was that? Do you remember what state?
Oh, no. It was Houston.
Houston. Okay.
Yep. It was Houston, Texas.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like right here too. Like there's a lot of empty lots here.
You have a lot 2 doors down that's empty.
Yeah.
I passed by. I was like, oh, that's not it. That's an empty lot.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of empty lots here, and we're within walking distance of downtown. So I feel like there's probably a lot of people downtown, that ASU students.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's close to
workers,
close to the highway, it's close to bus stops, close to light rail.
Ton of bus stops.
Yeah, light
ton
rail.
Of transportation that fits the co-living model.
Yep.
And you have hotel workers, you've got restaurant workers, all that
need somewhere to
live. So I feel like this area would be a good area to do that.
My only concern is if you go up and then plan on transitioning to RAL.
Yeah.
Don't do the stairs.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then I gotta put an elevator in.
Those are whole new expenses.
Yeah, and here I think, but then I was thinking too, I was like, I think co-living here would probably work for a long time. You know what I mean? Co-living in Scottsdale might need to transition to residential.
Right.
Assisted living, because somebody's going to start getting mad about the.
And I already know, like, co-living in Mesa is hard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, apparently Mesa has some city code that only so many people with different last names can live in a house.
Yeah,
something like that. Remember, wasn't Eddie telling us that, or Tyler? That one Mesa house they were running into some kind of permitting issue or something.
I think Eddie's house in Mesa, he was trying to put 10 rooms in it.
Right.
And if he went over 8 rooms, or no, I think he was trying to do is the bathrooms. Oh, that's like a firecracker. Not firecracker, but firework. Yeah. That was a little bit bigger than a firecracker. His problem, he was trying to put like 5 or 6
too many
bathrooms in it. And once you do that, you have to go to a bigger pipe size.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, because the pipes were already, like, the pipes going out to the city were like, I don't know the exact numbers,
2
but
inches
like
or whatever,
3 inches or something, and it needed to be 5 or something, and so he didn't want to spend the money to rechange.
I was trying to think of boarding house.
Yeah, but that
also,
is a thing.
There's something in Mesa there for sure.
Yeah, and I think in other cities too. There's lots of cities have like so you're only allowed a certain amount of people with a different last name.
Right?
Yeah.
Like families.
Right.
Legally.
Right. I think what Pad Split does, or how Pad Split's gotten around it, is
they're members.
They're right, exactly.
Not a club, but they're members. Yeah.
So Pad Split's gotten around it as a company, and I guess there's probably a way you could do it too. But like Kyle Kargas, who comes to the Friday night meetups more consistently now, he's also residential.
Assisted living?
No, he's a co-living guy.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But he's not a residential, like Eddie and Ingrid. They're
regional leader?
Yeah, he's also a regional leader. He just recently became a regional leader. But he's big in co-living, and he flips houses too.
Gotcha.
But
I need to go. I need to get back to him. I need to add buyers to our list.
yeah, right.
We need to start increasing our buyers list.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been talking this whole time.
It's okay. I only have like 15 more minutes because I've got open math.
Well, it's your fault you asked me a question.
I mean, I'll just have to come back. It's
Absolutely, you'll have to come back. I would love to have you come back.
I mean, it's great to just stop, catch up.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I got more of your story, which is awesome.
I
learned a lot.
Yeah. I guess we never really we never got too deep.
Like, not too deep. No, we got into the basics of it, but now I just know so much.
Yeah. So what are you doing exactly?
So I'm technically wholesaling.
Okay.
But
you were door knocking for a while.
Yeah, I was door knocking and cold calling pre-foreclosures here in Maricopa County. Okay. So when I joined Sub 2 to join a team because I was a part of a women's real estate group. Okay. Before, like mentorship before. Okay. For about a year before, and learned some things, but like wasn't getting traction. Like just didn't feel I had the support. saw pace. It was right before No One Left Behind was launched, right?
Yeah.
So it was all about joining a team, getting on a team, getting on a team, getting on a team. So I was like, fine, I need to get on a team. That's exactly what I need. I knew that's what I needed.
Right.
So I joined Sub 2 knowing I needed to get on a team. So I joined Sub 2. I went to a daily dial, newbie Zoom.
Yeah.
Found Caroline Kane.
Okay.
She gives out her data for free. So skip traced, ready to go.
Nice.
Yep. So I got her data for Phoenix, for Maricopa County. And I was like, well, I can call and I can door knock.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hit the daily dials and I door knocked and I called. So I worked a full-time W-2, and then 2 hours every night after I'd get home, I would hit the phones and call the list. And then on Saturdays and Sundays for like 8 hours a day, I would just go and knock on doors.
Okay.
Between wherever they're at, from Surprise, Peoria, out to East Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler. Like one day was, whether it was Saturday or Sunday, was like West Valley, and the other day was going to be East Valley.
Okay.
And then that's just what I did. For months and months and months.
And how did that go?
I mean, it's hard, right?
Yeah,
it's hard.
Sure.
It's nerve-wracking, but it went well. Like within a couple of weeks, I had talked to someone at a door, submitted it to Caroline, connected with Lindsay on the team, who's been with her for the longest, and I'm part of Caroline Kane's team.
Yeah.
So I started door knocking and calling, getting support from her, and obviously the team dynamic kind of thing.
Did you get results out of that?
So that conversation, no, there weren't like that one that initially brought me in and like connected me with them and like started having conversations with like Caroline and Lindsay. No, nothing came from it. It was a probate. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Real messy. So I continued to door knock. I continued to call. I continued to go to the daily dial every single morning at 5 a.m. before I had to leave for work. I would be on there for an hour. I would role play, make an ass of myself, right? Because like
you got to, though. That's how you learn.
And like I just kept,
That's awesome,
literally just kept showing up and getting my teeth kicked in and just like kept going.
Yeah.
Just didn't give up.
That's great.
Because this is
your
it.
pathway.
This is my path. Like this is it, right? Like real estate is it. And I've known it. I've always loved real estate. Always. So fast forward, I think it was in March, I hit a door, or I knocked on a door. I was the first one to knock him. It was a Saturday morning. He didn't know that an auction had been set, that a notice of trustee had been filed. So we're talking, like he knew he was behind on payments. He knew like some things, but he hadn't received the notification yet that an auction had been set. So I was the one to tell him. That was awkward, to say the least.
Yeah.
But we had a conversation. We got him under contract. That we did more of a novation on that one.
Okay.
Which is a little different than maybe what you would think of your typical novation. So on that particular one, we did like a profit split.
Okay.
So we found an agent, got the agent, like put it on the market, there was a lot of stuff to deal with. There's a lot of moving pieces, and you learn that, right? With every deal, there's no deal that's the same.
Yeah.
So did that, got that out on the market. That didn't close for like 6 months. So that was March. I don't think that closed until like the end of August.
Okay.
Before like any money got paid out on my first deal, right? But come like May, Squad Up happened. Still calling and door knocking. Come May, some things changed in the team, and I ended up taking on more of like an admin operator role. And basically that's where I am now, working with Caroline Kane, Lindsay, and our other partner Bobby. Like that's what we're doing.
Okay.
So I handle like the data, the back end, like the CRM, once we have it under, I do all the contracts. So I write up the contracts, addendums specific to whatever this particular deal needs, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Once it's under contract, I'm the contact with the homeowner, depending what they need, right? If it's a type of novation, I'm working with the agent, connecting them with the homeowner. If the homeowner needs help finding a new apartment or moving services, packing services, I'm coordinating all that. I'm like the white glove service.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's fabulous. It really is.
And that's another way to
my
do.
strengths.
Yeah.
Like, because was I trying to be a closer? Yes, because sales is so important.
Yeah.
And I know that. Was it what I'm the best at? No.
Yeah.
My background with admin, office management, project management, this is like this is like my niche, right? Like,
right.
This is how I can best help the team. So,
right.
so I feel we just did a count, Lindsay and I, the other day, and I think we've closed 10 wholesale deals. Maybe it's more than that. I think it was around 10 over the past like 6 months, 8 months.
Nice.
And we have 10 under contract right now that
Great.
we're currently working.
And so what is she trying to do? Is she trying to be kind of a dispo person or a acquisition and dispo, or? So
wholesaling. So right now the focus is wholesaling. So we obviously acquire, we call people. We also JV, like if you were cold calling people and you needed help on like how to work this deal, how to close them, what could they even do, we focus on foreclosures because they have the most pain. They need the most help. There's a deadline. They have an auction date, right? We're not just cold calling anybody because somebody died. Like It's not just a probate lead, right? Because there's not as much pain. Like, why do they need to sell? Kind of
For
thing.
sure.
So we obviously do the acquisition side. We also dispo them ourselves. So we dispo them ourselves. So I've been working. That's also something I'll be taking on, and I've been slowly learning is like the dispo side. So building a buyer's list, finding people in the different markets that we're in, because we do major markets. So Phoenix, Atlanta, LA, Northern California, like that, Alameda County area, kind of thing like that. So, and we've been switching, like we were calling North Carolina, like the Charlotte area, but I think we're going to pull back from there because we just haven't had the results. We were calling Vegas, but we weren't having the results. Like Texas, we had a couple in Texas, but they just not big spreads kind of thing. So they're just a little bit tighter. Whereas you find the ones in California, yes, there's a lot of loops to jump through, and a lot to learn specifically about their laws and everything.
Right.
And once we learn that, which we've learned so much, there's bigger spreads. So, and we're able to help more people. Not only the homeowners, get them more money in their pocket, but also help people who submit the deals. We closed one where we paid the student who submitted it, who was the one who cold called it.
Yeah.
$17,000.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Very nice.
And on that one, I think we got the homeowner, I don't even know, like $400,000 in her pocket.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So there's just bigger spreads. And we do focus on high equity, high pain points. Mm-hmm. And most, in full transparency, we probably help 8 to 9 out of 10 people, homeowners who are in foreclosure, stay in their home.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll call banks, give them. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's happening. They don't know what to ask.
Right.
Like, what can a bank do? What are their options? Like, it can be so overwhelming. So, and that's one of the biggest things about working with Caroline and working with the team is that we actually care more than it's not a, can we buy this house?
Right.
Like, that's not
what
our
can
first,
I do to get this house from you?
That's not our
get
first.
Out of here as quick as I can.
Yeah.
See you. Good luck.
Exactly.
Right.
It's how can we actually help put them in a better situation?
Yeah. And that's what I noticed a couple minutes ago when you were talking about what you do and talking about kind of the white glove service and trying to, how can we help you get moving service or get you into an apartment or something like that? Like that's such a totally different way. You never hear that about wholesalers. You know what I mean? Wholesalers have such a bad reputation. You know what I mean? And if more wholesalers did things like that, they probably wouldn't have the reputation that they have as being like, you're just trying to steal somebody's home. Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I know.
Which, of course, most people who say that don't understand anything about wholesaling. Right. But you do have the shady wholesalers.
You definitely do. You definitely do. And that's one thing that I know, if anyone was ever to come back and look at anything we've done for anybody, like, look at it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we are doing everything we possibly can to help them and put them in a better situation.
Yeah, like Pace says, fund the bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like that lady that sold her house to him over other people because he helped her.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
that's
what
cool.
I've been working on.
That's great. That's
in a small nutshell.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will have you back because I want to hear more.
Yeah.
I want to hear more. I was not intending to talk as much as
no,
I did.
it's fine.
So I apologize.
And there's a lot of stuff coming in the new year that we're really excited about.
Yeah.
So right. We'll talk on the next one.
Yeah, maybe after the beginning, maybe February or something, I'll have you back and we'll have
see where we're at.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'd love that. Perfect. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Before we go, how can people get a hold of you?
Instagram, Melizza Trevizo. Melizza, Z like zebra, Trevizo, T like Tom, Revizo.
Cool.
Zebra again.
Cool. No dots or dashes or anything? Perfect. Okay.
Not that I know of. No. You made me question myself. No, that's me.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk again soon.
We'll talk soon.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, David.
Bye.